Good afternoon, this is Adam Tuiaana with RJO Futures in Chicago, reporting your soft commodities markets at the end of the trading day here on Wednesday, May 1st, 2013. Jumping right into the cocoa. Cocoa last traded at $24.18, that's $2,418 per metric ton. Cocoa actually had a very big day today, up 50 ticks on the day, which is a big move. We've seen some strength coming out of the Eurozone, so the Euro currency's been trying to find some support. It's been rallying. In addition to that, we've seen a very strong U.S. equities markets. The S&P 500, for example, is trying to make a run for that 1600 level, never been there before. So pretty tightly correlated with the S&P 500 are companies like Hershey and Nestle. So it looks like some positive demand based on those last numbers of the North American grinding totals have been very positive for those companies and the equities market as well. So look to have that hold a little bit of support. So overall, the technicals and the fundamentals are both pointing higher. On cocoa, we talked about that head and shoulders reversal pattern. That's holding. Looks like a reversal in the cocoa market to the upside. We're continued bullish. I'd advise you buying yourself some time using some call options or call spreads to manage the risk. 2400 was our last area of resistance. The market, of course, last traded at 24.18, so we're above that resistance area, which now becomes our new support area of 2400. On the upside resistance, we're going to consider 2467, which I don't think will take too long to reach as being our new resistance. Moving over to coffee. Coffee last traded 135.15. That's in the July contract, puts coffee up 5 on the day. But pretty much even a sideways market today, sold off hard and then managed to rally and come back towards the close today on coffee. This, however, is a different story than cocoa. This is a trend that's been in place for a long time on a downtrend. Coffee ultimately just needs really bad news to lift the price up and turn this thing around. Whether it's going to be weather-related, bad weather out there, or geopolitical issues that may take place in major growing areas of coffee, it's going to need something, and it's not finding it right now. In fact, decent weather is forecasted for major growing areas. The Roya fungus, which is that rust leaf fungus, which was going to affect a lot of crop in Colombia and Central America. Actually, Colombia came out and said that they've had a better situation with controlling the Roya fungus in major growing areas. So that is not able to lift the market as much as people thought it was going to be. So technically, also when you look at the technicals, July coffee violated the 133.55 area, which is pretty bearish. So we're continued bearish near term on coffee. Downside support is going to find itself at 132.70, while upside resistance, good luck with trying to achieve this, but 139.75. So you got a long ways to go for that. But coffee can make big moves, so keep an eye out for those levels. While we're on the topic of support and resistance, I had a viewer send me an email asking me to just take a couple seconds and explain what support and resistance is. So here's a basic, my stellar artwork here, the basic support and resistance. Here is an uptrend, basically, until it reverses right here. So when a market goes up, it doesn't go straight up typically. Usually what it does, it goes up and then comes down and settles for a little bit. These areas that it achieves, these highs up here before it sells off, are called resistance areas. When it finds an area to kind of consolidate and gather itself, typically what happens is it gets up there. Those are called support areas, by the way. So it comes up to resistance. Buyers who push the price higher will typically take profits in this area, pushing the market back down, and then they'll decide to step back in and buy some more and do it again. They'll attract other buyers into the market, and you start to see these patterns of support and resistance. So basically, you have those areas on the top and the bottom, support and resistance. And when the market tops out, when the market reverses and decides to change the trend, what will happen, one of the first things will happen is it'll violate one of these support areas. And when it drops below that support area, then it kind of gathers itself. That support becomes the new resistance area. And the same thing happens, support and resistance, but to the opposite way, to the downside. So I hope that answers your question out there. Once again, this is Adam Tuiaana with RJO Futures. You can reach me right here anytime. Be happy to answer any questions that you have. Please keep in mind that futures trading does present substantial risk, and it is not suitable for all traders out there. So have a great day. Thank you.